What's up, Group Coach Nation? Allison's got a great question for us today. How to sell masterminds to a small list. This is the coolest thing about building your own high-ticket mastermind. You actually don't need a large list. And when we teach this in one of our masterminds that teaches you how to launch a mastermind, we actually have a ton of people in there who have insanely large communities, right? Because a lot of big leaders want to build or are scaling up their mastermind, their highest level thing, right? Okay, but we don't allow people to lean on their list while we're building their masterminds. You have to do it organically and you have to go through the steps because we want to confirm that everybody can scale this thing with a small audience who doesn't already kind of circulate around them. So Alyson, love your question because it's so relevant and real. I don't have a super huge audience or list compared to other coaches and experts out there who do the things that I do. That's not the mastermind model. All right. I intentionally haven't built that huge audience. I mean, my audience is I guess decent. I don't know, but for people who do what I do and speak like I speak and go places that I go and things like that, they often have huge lists because a lot of people start with that low ticket offer model and they need that huge audience, huge list to be able to sell a lot of low ticket and work their way up to a more pure, higher ticket, higher profit, higher transformation model for them and their clients. You just simply don't need to do that if you're building a mastermind. You literally just start at the top of the value ladder, and you don't need a lot of people to fill, let's say, 10 seats of a $20,000 mastermind. So if you're going to have a mastermind, you're going to charge $20,000 for it, and you can put 10 people in there. That's $200,000. Yay, you. Okay. But here's the deal. You don't need 1,000 people on your list to sell 10 seats. You might need to talk to 50 people, maybe 70. You don't need a large list. And it's really important to note that when you're selling high ticket. High ticket is not about a pressure launch to a huge list or a huge Facebook group or a huge LinkedIn community or whatever. It's about relationships. And relationships are built in a more intimate setting. And that's not through a huge list. And yeah, we all know awesome coaches and speakers out there that I love to follow and love to see speak, just like you do, who have huge lists and huge masterminds that are high quality, not 1,000 people. That's not a mastermind, folks. That's an e-course. But they got 20, 50 people, whatever, in a mastermind. They're actually spending real time with those people. But it's not because they have a huge list. All right. It's because they have a very strong relational connection with those 20, 30, 50 people, whatever. And yeah, that might have come from people on their list. It might have come from people they reached out directly to. But once you have that high tier model in place, people start showing up. It's really cool to watch. So, Alyson, I know there's lots of ways we could talk about and answer that question, but ultimately, that question is so on point because it just emphasizes how important it is not to lean on our lists. We don't have to have a huge list to have a mastermind. In fact, when you have a huge list, it does not equal a high ticket mastermind. Particularly people who have high list numbers, they filled that list with a lot of people who are low ticket buyers. That's not actually who you want in your mastermind anyway. So all that to say, you guys got this. You can start. I started my first mastermind without a Facebook group, without a LinkedIn profile with anybody on there. I just started doing direct outreach to people who I knew would be a good fit for my mastermind and made real intelligent conversations happen and found out what their needs were and offered them a chance to change. It's not that hard. I didn't have an audience then. I was a nobody in the sense of like not being even known, speaking anywhere, whatever you want to call it. Like you don't need to be quote unquote somebody with a huge following to do this. You just need to do the work. You need to make the relationships happen and invite people to change their lives with you. That's the coolest thing. It's honestly, I think the coolest thing about this whole mastermind gig is you don't have to have a huge list. You can have a wildly successful business and make real impact and a scalable model for the people that you want to help change with the expertise that you have without all the other trappings of a brand that it takes 5 years, 10 years, whatever to build. You can just start. I love that. It was sure helpful for me when I learned that. So hope that helps, Alyson. Great question. Can't wait to talk again. You guys ask your questions. We're always here to help. GroupCoachNation.com is where you can find us, or wherever you found this. Just type in your questions. We put them in a queue and try to get to them as soon as we can. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Do the work. Get the results.